Thank you, Mike. I'll be right back. chair.
Yeah.
Squeeze through. Alright, bud. Hey, my name is Detective Rowe. Mike from County Sheriff's Office, and this is Sergeant Wilson from Newton County, okay? We want to talk to you about a couple things. Apparently you got a little muddy, stuff like that. We want to talk to you, but I have to read you this form before we do.
You can take this sweatshirt off by chance? Is that an option?
We could probably do that.
Yeah, can we kind of get going and then we'll figure it out.
Actually, yeah, I do have a t-shirt on.
Do you have one under? All right. Uh, 4-1. Jasper. Alright, like I said, you're sitting here in cuffs, alright? So these are just your Miranda rights. It's pretty normal that we read these to you, okay? So I'm going to read them to you, and hopefully you'll be willing to talk with us for about a few minutes here. My name, DM Rowe, 4/1/2019, 1:58 p.m., Jasper County Sheriff's Department for location, okay? Your rights. Before we ask you any questions, you must understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions and to have them with you during questioning. You also have the right to stop answering at any time to talk to a lawyer. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you'll still have the right to stop answering at any time. You also have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk to a lawyer. Understand all that? You're not a juvenile, so it doesn't matter for you there. Waiver. I have read this statement of my rights. I understand what my rights are. I'm willing to make a statement and answer questions. I do not want a lawyer at this time. I understand and know what I am doing. No promises or threats have been made to me, and no pressure or coercion, which is kind of being enforced, of any kind has been used against me. I understand all that? Okay. We'd like to talk to you, and at any time you can stop. But before we do that, I just have to get your signature on there saying that you're good with that. You good? So please just sign it and then print your name under it, because half the time people can't read my signature, so.
We'll get the cuffs off after that.
We'll then take a sweatshirt off.
sweatshirt,
Yeah,
and-
you're in this other facility. I'm not sure what the policies and stuff like that are, but
We'll get the sweatshirt off.
Alright, but just so I know, like I said, I introduced myself, so Garett Kirts,
TS.
K-I-R-T-S. Okay, and where are you living, Garett?
I'm living around from my mom's or my buddy's house in Delphi. That's about it.
Okay, and what's your address there?
My mom's address is,
Your buddy's, your mom's, where you living?
I bounce back and forth.
Okay.
My mom's address is 10413 South Springworld. It's like my grandma's, and my mom stays there from time to time, so I guess we call it my grandma and grandpa's house.
Okay.
And my friend is off of 600 in Delphi.
Alright. Okay. Do you got cuff key on you? What we're gonna do is, I gotta grab my phone. But yeah, we'll do that. I'm gonna grab my phone. I'll be back with it.
So keep your hands up here on the table.
Okay, that's fine.
Or you go take that sweatshirt off.
take that off. I don't think there's anything in the pocket, but
Okay.
Put your hands back out. Put these back on there.
You just hot, you just want to take it off?
Well, no, I got mud down the fucking back of my neck and shit. I want to make fall above my shirt.
Okay. Alright, I'll be right back. Don't get much room in here, do they? All right, so do you know what we're here to talk about?
Honestly, no, I don't. I was told to bring the car up here and exchange it, and when you guys pulled in, I freaked the fuck out because I don't even know what the fuck's going on. My first thought was, okay, I'm being set up by somebody.
For what though? What would you be set up for?
I don't know. Because I was told today to bring the car up here by a guy named King, and he said, go take the car here, you're getting another one, bring it back to me, and I'll make sure everything's okay with you. I'm like, why wouldn't anything be okay with me? What the fuck did I do? I mean, when I took off, my first initial thing was just hit the highway and take off. I didn't mean to like tear up the fucking property or nothing like that, but I fucking scared to death. I'm scared to death.
Apparently, you did take off, and it's what, just a field?
No, yeah, I mean, because I haven't been in trouble since last time I got arrested. December or January, me and my girlfriend had gotten into it, and she hit me, and I pushed her off of me, and she called the police, and I got a domestic battery, but then I went to jail. I got out that week after, and she recanted her statements because we both beat the shit out of each other. Neither one of us was justifiable, but...
Who was that girlfriend?
Ashley Garth.
Okay.
I forgot that. Just put your date of birth right there. Okay. So take me through, so you have a girlfriend. I'm going to try to keep this straight in my head. You have a girlfriend, what's her name?
Ashley Garth.
Okay. And so how long have you been?
Me and her have been together off and on like over the past 3 or 4 years.
Okay. So do you have any ties to Newton County?
My buddy Chris Mathis lives up here, that's about it.
Okay. And what else?
Just that.
Just that?
I've come up here to visit him a couple of times. He lives over there, if you turn left at the gas station and go to past the Casey's or the Citgo or whatever, he lives, you turn left, it's the Casey's. You turn left past the Casey's and go over the tracks, and there's this second stop sign on the right hand side.
Do you still live down off of like First Street?
He might, I mean, does he stay up trailer park too sometimes? Or is he
Yeah, I took him out there to get his tattoo shit.
Okay.
Okay. But you thinking he lives right there
Yeah, I'm
past
pretty sure
Casey's
that's where he's
house?
staying at.
So tell me about this trailer park north of town.
Some girl named Jasmine lives there.
Okay. And how do you know Jasmine?
Through Chris. I took him out there to get his tattoo stuff, and he said that, oh, my tattoo shit's here, come over, she's cool. And she's like, oh, well, I'm Jasmine, nice to meet you. And then she talked about how she had a warrant and all this, and she was living out there. So when you pull in to the trailer park, you go to the entrance with the red fire hydrant and turn right, and it's the first trailer. But you have to go past the house where the girl owns it, or whatever her name is, a big farmhouse on the right side.
Yeah.
And if you go past that, you can turn right, or you can go straight, and there's like an old black Lincoln car at the second trailer that goes right here.
Yeah, I think it's a blue trailer.
Yeah.
So who all lives there?
Just Jasmine, as far as I know.
Okay. Jasmine having kids?
I don't know that I know of. She didn't have any there.
Okay. So when was the last time you were out there?
I came up here, what is it, this Monday? Tuesday, I think, last week.
Okay.
I was up here till the day after, but I took Chris back to his mom's, and then me and my girlfriend went home.
Okay. So what day exactly were you?
I was up here Monday and till Tuesday morning, and I went back home.
Okay. Some of the info I was getting was that you were up here later in the week than that.
I mean, I was up here I might have been up here later in the week, but I'm not sure. It was Monday, Tuesday, and then I went back home, and I came back up here because Chris was supposed to finish my tattoos, and he didn't even finish doing this one. I had to go get this one finished. It's just Lone Wolf. It's been my nickname since I was a kid, because all my friends, I'd have a friend, and then growing up, like my mom always said, because you're going to be the leader of the pack, but you're going to be by yourself. That's what my mom always used to call me, because all my friends would like they tried to influence me into doing shit, and when I was young and like 6 years old, a kid influenced me to throw rocks at the window with him, and I busted the window out of this house, and we got in trouble for it, and Mom got in trouble for it.
Okay, so you come back up to finish the tats on what day would that have been?
That'd have been Wednesday, I believe. It should be on my, no, I just bought that phone. It should be on my Facebook somewhere.
Okay. What's your, you said you just got the phone?
Yeah.
What's your phone number now? Just so if I need to reach back out to you.
765.
Yeah, stand by here. Yep.
765.
Yep.
336. 2911.
2911?
Yeah.
All right. And do you go by, when you go by Garett?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you have your middle name or what?
Garett.
Just Garett?
Did you have a phone number before that from an old phone by chance, or?
Yeah, what was your number before that one?
I had a text now that used to be connected to my old Facebook. It's 280-6621, I believe. No. Yeah, 280-6621, 765 area code.
765-280-6621. Okay. And that was like, that wasn't just a regular phone plan?
No, it was, my phone, it was running off of Wi-Fi, so I had to use text now whenever I got internet. Like, if I got somewhere with Xfinity, I could log into my grandma's Xfinity account and call from, like, if I needed to use the phone. Other than that, I didn't have a cell phone until now.
Does Jasmine out there, she have Wi-Fi?
I believe so. Well, yeah, she had Wi-Fi, but I think she got it off her neighbor. So I don't know if she has Wi-Fi there, but I know I got Xfinity or Netgear or something like that out there.
Xfinity or Netgear? Yeah. Okay. I just thought I'm kissing your hell with you. Okay, so you believe you were last out there Wednesday night and a Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay, take me through what you did that day. Literally from the time you woke up that morning, because I don't have a clue. So what did you do that day?
When I woke up that morning, me and my girlfriend and took a shower and shit. And my buddy called, which was Chris, and he said, "Hey man," he goes, "why don't you come up here and hang out for a little bit?" Okay. So we come up here, and when I got here, my phone took me, the GPS, it took me way the fuck out that way to where the cones are. It told me to turn right and go down the country road, and there's like a blue house on the right corner, and it told me to, like, the GPS took me right through the middle of the road, so I called Chris, I'm like, where the fuck am I at? He said, oh, it took you on down. He's like, come back to the highway, turn right, and then come back to the gas station and turn right where the Jeep is. So I called him when I turned right at the Jeep, went to the stop sign, turned left, by the Casey's, went over to pick him up at his house. And he said, we're going to go out here to the trailer park real quick. And I said, well, what's at the trailer park? He's like, my friend Jasmine. I've known Chris for a while, but I used to work with him in exterior view in Lafayette, and one day he was like all fucked up, and I couldn't even understand him one day, and he was up, down, well then he had fallen asleep, and he was sweating profusely, so the only thing I'm thinking is, man, I hope he's on fucking bullshit again. We go out there, and I ended up meeting Jasmine, and she seemed alright, but she was all nice, and she let my girlfriend here use her makeup, and trim her nails, and what have you, and they're talking, and they became like really good friends, so Chris is supposed to do my tattoos, but he can't find an Allen wrench to finish it, like to tighten his tattoo needle to gun up with. So we looked for hours for that out in the, like, where the trailer's at. Like, it's kind of hard to explain. There's like an add-on where you go through the door at. Mm-hmm. And we looked for Allen wrenches out there for like 30 minutes, and went back inside, and I tore the kitchen apart, and like the cup-wise, she had a bunch of cups with like pennies and shit in it, and like phone charger screws, so I figured one of them might be in there, but we never could find one. Spent a little bit of time out there. I fell asleep. I fell asleep. Ashley fell asleep on the couch. Chris ended up, when I woke up that morning, he wasn't there, and I asked Jasmine, like, when the hell did Chris go? She goes, oh, he left. I'm like, where the fuck did he go? Then he ended up being, what's that town over?
Which way?
If you go up the highway, if you're coming from, where the trailer park's at, where the orange cones are, if you get, instead of turning and going off to get to the trailer park, he goes up straight.
Morocco.
Brooke. He was at his aunt's or something like that, I want to say. Mm-hmm. And every time I asked him to send me an address, but he never would. He's like, man, this is my family's house. I can't have people over like that. And it kind of, I didn't understand why he would bring me all the way out here and have me stay, but then leave the next morning. And I had to wait for him to get all the way back to his mom's house so I could go over there again and get a hold of him. He has my pants. I already paid him for the tattoo, which was I have a $200 pair of Rock Revival jeans I let him have. And he said he's going to finish my hand, but he never did. I talked to him today and he said he was down south.
Okay. Who's one of your, how many, like, you say lone wolf, like, who's like a really good close friend to you?
My girlfriend, Ashley.
Okay.
That's about it.
How about a guy that you just like, you've been riding with ever since you might have been young or something like that? I mean, everyone, yeah, might be lone wolf, but they
Jimmy
always got...
Snowberger. I mean, this is just based off of what my mom...
No, I know, but I'm saying you...
Jimmy
Everybody
Snowberger is my only guy friend, guy-wise. I mean, I have acquaintances, but I don't, considering close friend, like you just asked Jimmy Snowberger, we've been friends since I was shitting you up. We used to ride dirt bikes together. His mom used to change my diapers, and my mom used to change his diapers.
Where does he live?
Delphi.
Okay.
There's a karate dojo off the same road he lives in. It's called Snows, and it's actually his grandpa that has it.
The last time you saw him?
Last time I saw him, I see him about every week.
Okay.
I'd say a couple weeks ago, something like that.
Do you know his phone number by chance?
765
Yeah.
479
Mm-hmm.
475. What is it? It's 479 or 497 6053. I want to say. I mean, I can get it if you guys will log on my.
Yeah, I'm
you
just,
get a hold of
I'm
it.
just asking you. He thought it's 479 or...
497 6053. No, 7093. That's what. Yeah, 7093. 479 7093.
And last name again?
Snowberger.
Just like snow and then just like hamburger?
Berger. And there's a junior and senior. He's a junior.
Okay, good enough. Okay, so who all was at Jasmine's trailer that night, on Wednesday night?
Me, Ashley, Jasmine, Chris, and the fuck was her name? Jasmine had some girl come over there. She was a lesbian chick. She drove a red Monte Carlo. I want to say Chrissy or something like that. And she took Jasmine to town to get cigarettes, and then came back, and then she left. But she was a lesbian. I knew that. She lived in Francisville or Monon, one of the two.
Any other females?
Not that I wouldn't know of.
Okay, any other girls with you?
No, just Ashley.
Okay, yeah, we're just getting some information that there was another female with you. So,
I didn't have anybody else with me. How things with me and Ashley have been going pretty good. Like a month ago, me and her got into a huge fight, and I ended up sleeping around on her, and she fucking really hurt her feelings.
Who else was involved? You say you slept around. I know you probably don't want to get into it, but who was the other girl involved?
Talitha Beckley.
Anyone else?
That's it.
who's this girl? We're trying to, who's that girl?
Nicole. She used to date my buddy Caleb Belford. I used to hang out with her. I haven't seen her for a couple of weeks, so we got arrested in Lafayette together like a month and a half ago. And I was trying to get her, I could take her to rehab and stuff because she's a heroin addict. And she's a really sweet girl. She's trying to get her kids back and everything.
Okay. And who did she say she was?
Caleb Alford.
Last name again?
Alford. A-L-F-O-R-D.
Okay, so when was the last time you seen Nicole?
Last time I seen Nicole was at her friend Terry's house. This has been like 2 weeks ago. She bounces around, and when she gets dope sick, you never know where she's at. she won't ever answer the phone. I tried to get a hold of her for a few days, and I ended up going over to my friend Jason's, and she was there. She stayed at the trailer behind him and her friend Terry Smothers' house.
What town is that in?
Delphi.
Is that, I'm not real familiar with over there. Is that close to Brookston area?
It's more closer to Monticello, off the highway.
Okay.
Brookston's kind of, what's that? Brookston would be east of where this is from.
Garett, I need you to be honest with me, brother, okay? We're talking about something that's very serious. And you willing to talk with me from this point forward will make a dramatic impact on the rest of your life. That's how serious.
What's going on here?
So, when was the last time? Let's just stick with being truthful, okay? And then after that, we can deal with anything else, but you gotta be truthful. And I know you're not being truthful about the last time you seen Nicole.
I guess what makes me nervous is that when I came up here, Nicole was with Chris. And when I come back up here to drop the car off that I was told to bring back up here, because she sold that car a couple weeks ago, or she didn't sell the car, she got some dope for the car, and she gave him a title. And
Who's he?
he goes by the name of King. I don't know what his last name is. He's a guy from I'm not trying to sound right, he's a nigger from Lafayette. And by nigger I mean he sells heroin, which, heroin fucking, any drugs kill people, but heroin, like, I don't know, I guess it's a whole different type of level, when people, what it does to people, what people will do for it, I guess. But when she was up here with me, and the reason I'm not trying to lie to you about bullshit you, but it's fucking, I don't know what the fuck's going on. When you just showed me her mugshot, that kind of scared me. Did something happen to her?
Yes, but at the same time, I'm waiting for you to start being truthful first.
When she was up here with me, we were at the trailer park, and she rode up with me and Ashley, and I dated her for a little bit, and I love the girl. She's a fucking sweetheart, but I can't be around that heroin. And Ashley's no better. She's a meth addict. I guess, I don't know, I got a big heart and I try to help people, but when she came up here, I left, went and got cigarettes, came back, and she said that she was going with Chris. And when I woke up that one morning, when I went to bed, she was still there. When I woke up, her and Chris were gone. And when I went to see Chris, I was like, where'd Nicole go? And he said that she had somebody come pick her up because she wanted to get high. And I don't want to get anybody in trouble or anything, but if something did happen to her, I don't want to withhold any information. I'm trying to wrap my head around this whole situation.
But this is the thing. You are. We've been working a case with Nicole, okay, for the last few days. Everybody from the local to the federal level. Okay? You're sitting here for a reason.
I don't know why I'm sitting here.
Because you're right in the center of it.
How?
You're right in the center of it. You were last seen with Nicole.
Yeah, I was last seen with Nicole, but I wouldn't have. What happened to her?
Listen,
I'm asking you.
I think you're a good guy, okay? For real, I think you're a good guy. And I think she is a sweetheart. A lot of people say she is. But I think maybe emotions got the best of, and they get the best of all of us, right, sometimes. You know what I mean? Right? So, and like Detective Rose said, what happens right now can drastically change the rest of your life, okay? It can help you, or it can go the other way. If your emotions got the best of you, we can't change that now. All we can do is tell the truth, right? She's a sweetheart. She got kids, right?
Yeah, she has.
She's someone's mother.
She has. I know she has Corbin, and she has another son. Once she has a daughter too.
So she's someone's mom. If something happened to your mom, Would you want someone to be truthful?
Yeah, I would, but
Yeah.
I didn't hurt her.
Nicole was hurt. Okay.
That's what I'm gathering from this.
Just come clean.
I had nothing.
What? The Scion. Tell me about the Scion. The car that you were just taking in.
That's Nicole's car. When we went to Lafayette a few weeks ago, she got a bag of dope from this guy named King.
Mm-hmm.
When she got the front, she gave him the title of her car. And when she said, when Chris said that she had somebody come pick her up, to my knowledge, that's who I thought would have came to pick her up. So I went home. And I was talking to King over the few days that I was talking to him. He said that he sent Nicole to rehab.
The drug dealer sent his customer to rehab.
That's what I thought too. However, apparently, according to somebody, this guy, King, and this girl named Sheena from Monticello, King's from Lafayette, Sheena Cottrell's from Monticello, said that Nicole and Sheena and King, and this came from King's mouth, that they had something to do with or no information about the two girls in Delphi that got killed, and that somebody said something or they were at risk of getting in trouble, which I don't understand why you would withhold that type of information about those two little girls getting killed, because that killed the whole town of Delphi. I remember when it happened. I woke up that morning and I looked on the news and my mom was like, Garett, we need to go to the church. And I was like, why? And my mom was like, because those little girls, their mom has passed away, but I think it was her aunt that raised them. And my mom used to work with her dad or her uncle out at Indiana Packers with them. So we went to the church and a few of the family members were there and we prayed with them and shit. I mean, it was just, it's what does that word? What we're willing to see, what that's like a community when they pull together to like, I guess, give the other people shoulder to cry on,
And I understand, and that was a tragic event down there. That's going to take a long time for the town to get over. In terms of the Scion, why do you have it?
I have the car because when I came up here, she left. So to my knowledge, she went back to Lafayette. I've been trying to get a hold of her. Her number is it's on. If you put text now on that thing, I could log into mine and give it to you. But I'm not sure what it is right off head. But it's under Chloe. It's CHLOE Higgs, and it's a 27 or a 28 number. I can't remember what. I think it's a 27, but it's 765 area.
So where's your phone at?
My phone is in the car.
How about your other phone that you would use the text now app at?
My girlfriend has it.
So we can maybe find out that way.
Why did you get a new phone?
I got that because my phone is it's a Boost mobile phone, but that used to be my mom's, and she reported hers lost. So the SIM card on it, like if you put a SIM card in it, I'll lock it out. And I bought that phone yesterday, so I had a phone.
So why again did you get a new phone?
My old phone, I have a Samsung Galaxy. It's like the one I have. My mom reported it lost. Or it's when you report it, it's reported lost or stolen. So when you stick a SIM card in it, it'll lock it.
Right, why didn't you just read?
So it don't work.
You can't do it like that. I don't have all this information.
So it don't work.
No, it doesn't work. It works off Wi-Fi.
So why does your girlfriend have it?
It works off internet, like Messenger and the text now app. But you can't put a SIM card in it and it can have service.
What was the carrier, like Verizon, Sprint, ETT, do you remember?
Boost.
Boost, okay.
Okay, so again, you still never really told me why you have the car. She gave the title to King. Why?
She gave the title. She gave him the title. She still had the she still had the book and everything. It's still in the glove box. I haven't touched it, but when I took the car because Chris is like, oh, well, she got a ride with somebody, and the one place she was living at was Lafayette, where she was living on 600 at my friend Russell's house. I'm not sure right.
Would you like a drink?
I had to chew in when I got pulled out of the car and I spit it out. I got a drink downstairs and I'll be alright. But the reason I had the car is because when he said she got a ride, I thought the only place she could went was Lafayette, so I went and looked for her. Me and Ashley looked for her for a couple of days, and I haven't been able to get a hold of her. I've been trying to blow her phone up the whole time. I cannot get a hold of her. But that's honestly why I have the car. I mean, and when he called me, he said, get the car and take it up there and exchange it. I'm like, what? Why am I doing this? He's like, just listen to me. And when you guys pull in, like, they're sizable in a minute. I'm not primarily into a few select people from here, and I'm getting myself into a situation I don't know what the fuck's going on.
So King, the dealer, sent you up here then?
Yeah.
And who's King talking with?
Talking with me.
Who are you talking with to swap the car with?
Mike?
What?
I'm not sure what his last name is. It starts with the H.
How long do you know that guy?
I met him when I came up here with Chris, but it was like, hey, hello, how you doing type thing. He drives a Pontiac, and we were talking about, he said he buys and sells cars when I was up here, and I talked to a couple people that I know, like my dad, he buys and sells equipment and shit, so I gave him my dad's number, and I called him and gave him my number today, and then my buddy's like, oh, well, call him and see if you can get rid of this car. And I called him and I was like, hey, but the whole time I'm thinking is this sign's not in my name, and I don't know what the fuck's going on. And King had signed the title, but I don't have the title in the car.
So how are you going to swap it?
Mike was just going to swap it and then give me another vehicle.
Without the title?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Do you think that's on the up and up?
Not really, but I mean, I don't really like talking to that King guy, because I mean, shit kind of scares me. Drug dealers kind of scare me.
And where's he live? Where's King live?
In the apartment complex. I'm not sure which apartment, but at a levee in Lafayette, there's an apartment complex behind the liquor store. You have to get there. If you come in on 40 Route 3, which is called River Road, you turn left by 9 Irish Brothers. You turn left by 9 Irish Brothers, you go down, and then you pass the movie theater on the right, and there'll be a jail record store. Right before the jail record store, you can pull in there, you turn left, and there's a one-way coming this way and a one-way coming this way. So you turn on one way that goes into the parking lot, there'll be a B-dubs and stuff. Right when you hit that parking lot, you turn right and follow that trail all the way back. And I know we always used to park you go all the way back to the last building. We used to park right when you see the last building, go like this, and then pull immediately up this way. And when you're sitting in the parking spot, you look behind you, you can see two yellow, marker things that come out of the ground, and there's the entrance that you have to walk through. There's two dumpsters over by that way, too.
So did you go down there at all today?
No.
So when did you actually get the car?
When did I get the car?
Mm-hmm.
I've had the car. I've had the car since I was up here, because I haven't been able to get a hold of her. I've tried getting a hold of her mom through Facebook. I've tried getting a hold of Sam Bowen, she's from Monticello. I know people that know him, but I don't personally know him myself.
How long have you known Nicole?
I met her in work release in Lafayette. I was there from May until September 1st of 2018. That was the first time I met her. And, we always had, she always looked at me, I always looked at her, and I was trying to stay out of trouble. And the whole time I'm thinking is, because when you're in work release, you're not supposed to talk to the females. The whole time I'm thinking is, I'm in there talking to this girl, and she comes in, I'm going to try talking to her and say, hey, what's up, girl? And then I'm going to get in trouble. So I never really talked to her in work release. And then she dated Caleb Alford, which is my girlfriend's sister's baby daddy. And we were all at Russell's one night. Me and Ashley were, and so was Caleb, and Russell was too. And she came down there, and I knew who she was, but I didn't really say much because I didn't want to piss my girlfriend off. And then we started talking and shit, and she gave me her phone number, and we started talking off and on. And started messing around and stuff, but she took me home, and when this was like probably a month ago, she took me home, dropped me off back at Ashley's, and I hadn't really talked to her. And then when I went down to Terry's that one day, and stopped at Russell's first, she went there, and I went down to my buddy Jason's, and the guy Terry lives on Jason's property and a trailer behind him, and she came outside, I was like, hey, can we talk? And so we talked for a minute, and Ashley was down at Russell's, and I was like, are you okay? Because I know that she was having a real hard time with me, because me not talking to her, because she got really attached to me. And I love the girl to death too, but I mean, she's older than I am, I'm a lot younger, and I've been with Ashley for the past 4.5 years, and like I love Nicole, I care about Nicole, but I mean, I love Ashley too. I know that if me and Ashley were ever to break up, I mean, that'd be the hardest thing I've ever had to go through. I mean, we've been through a couple miscarriages together, the whole 9 yards. So I told Nicole that I was coming up here to hang out with Chris and get a couple tattoos done, and she was all for it. And when she seen Ashley, she kind of got, you know, she didn't get upset. She got more like hurt by like seeing me and her, like me hold her hand or whatever in the back seat. And she got over it though when we got there. Like she started loosening up with Chris, and I'm pretty sure they had sex, but I'm not sure, because if I wake up in the morning and him and her are gone, and I call him later, and he's like, oh yeah, well she left mom's house. I don't know why he would take a random girl to his mom's house if he wasn't hooking up with her.
Okay. All right. Give me a few seconds. I'm gonna get you some water. I want something to drink too.
And I know that Chris's mom, there's a silver 2-door Explorer in the driveway.
That's there, you turn it past Casey's or whatever.
Yeah. Right when you go over the tracks. It's almost to the end of the street.
All right.
Hey. I had this real bad cough and fucking hack for the past like 3 or 4 days. I think I got pneumonia or something.
Well, that's not good.
I have Mathis's number in my phone somewhere. Somebody call over.
Okay, we'll get there.
You want to leave this open? Doesn't matter. Still good on water?
Mm-hmm.
All right, bud. We'll go right in.
Loosen this one up.
Yeah, I don't think I got. I think I got one. Probably tightened it up or something. Take your hand. I don't think I got the lock. All right, Gary, tell me who this is. This conversation, who's it between?
I think so, yeah. I ain't positive, but oh, dude, it says 2 miles northwest of fucking Kellen. I just read it again. And that's like fucking right down the road. Like right down the road. It has to be. I figured you were lost or something. Here. Hey, no. Go out to. Should I?
That's why Chris is down south.
Did we not come in here Did I not come in here and sit here and say, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt? We already know answers.
I don't know if my life's on the line too. That's what
You need to start talking, because the rest of this video, the audio recording, is you with the body.
I didn't have no body. No, that's
Let's play it.
the body.
Use the interior of that car. If it was done in the car, I don't want to use the interior. I'll just use the rest of the shit, you know?
See, I know what was going on. I was not.
You want to keep listening, because it gets very detailed.
I know.
Then start talking before you play again.
When we got there that night,
What night?
when we first got there,
What night?
what day was that? Does it have messenger on it so I can look so I can be exactly sure?
No. I know answers. I'm still gauging how truthful you're going to be. The next time I catch you in a lie, you can tell the jury that I'll tell them you had no remorse. I gave you chance after chance after chance to say I messed up. I cared for her, and that's why she wasn't thrown somewhere else, because I wanted her to be found. But if you're going to keep playing this game, just be truthful.
Can I say what I'm going to say, and then you tell me if you think that I'm lying or not?
I just need you to be truthful.
I am.
Are you remorseful?
I am. That's what
Are you remorseful?
I didn't commit this myself.
Okay, are you remorseful?
Yes,
Are
I'm
you sorry?
remorseful. Yes.
Okay, then start being truthful. That's it. That's it. Don't worry if I think you're a liar or not. Just be truthful, because that's only going to help you.
What I was going to say was I didn't kill her myself.
Okay, tell me what happened.
When we were getting our, and what I meant by that is like I didn't fucking, it wasn't my call, it wasn't my hands doing the fucking, we got up there and we were supposed to do our tattoos and shit. Jasmine, I was sitting on the couch with Nicole, and Chris was there, Ashley was there, a woman by the name of Talitha was there. And that's like my second mom. That's the reason why I didn't bring her name up, because this isn't her. She had nothing to do with any of it.
Talitha?
Yeah, she had nothing to do with any of it.
White girl?
She's white.
Okay.
I know that's a lot of people say
Keep
it.
going.
Ashley and Nicole started yelling at each other. And I grabbed Ashley to get, like when I grabbed Ashley, it was because I didn't want them to get into a fight. I care about both of them. When I grabbed Ashley and I pulled her back, Chris put her in a chokehold. And when he put her in a chokehold, I didn't know what to do.
Nicole was in a chokehold.
Yeah, I didn't know what to do. And at that point, my first thought is, what the fuck is going on? Why is this happening? And three is not just why is it happening, but why does this have to be this way? Well, because they started yelling at each other. Chris had dope on him. Jasmine's got a warrant. And when he did that, I mean, I grabbed Ashley and I hugged her as close as I could, and I pulled her and I had my eyes closed. And when I heard her go, "Ugh," and when it was, I opened my eyes, and she was on the floor. And I think it was a tie or a bandana he was tying around her neck.
Who's he?
Chris.
This is at lot 20, Jasmine's house.
Am I in any trouble? I'll
Listen
keep
to-
going. I will keep going.
I want you to keep going, because this is the thing. If you're saying your hands weren't around her that did it, then I would hope that you want to give your side, because if not, you're there. Does that make sense? I'm not an attorney, but I'm telling you, the truth goes a lot further than if you lie and we discover that you're lying.
Can I ask you this? Will you guys give me the opportunity to work with you to find out where Chris is?
Let's get through the story first.
Okay.
So, and then we'll go to plan B and plan C. So, Chris is there. You're saying a scarf. What did the scarf look like?
It was like a cheetah print, almost. It was like a silk material.
Okay, where'd that scarf come from?
It was on the lamp. I remember because Ashley asked Jasmine about it a couple hours before because she was like, "Oh, that's real nice. Where'd you get that at?" And Jasmine said that her kids got it for her.
Okay.
And when I let go of Ashley, I opened my eyes because I didn't want to see what the fuck was going on. For all I knew, I was next.
So you're saying he just grabbed her?
He had syringes. He had dope on him, and I use it every once in a while, but I haven't for a few days. There's a pipe in the car, and
Don't worry about that. I get it. Drug use goes in and out of the house. Okay. But he grabs her literally like this?
When he grabbed her like this.
Okay. What? To separate them?
I think that's what his intention was. That was what my intention was because I grabbed Ashley. I mean, that's from Ashley's fingernail right there.
Okay.
When I grabbed her, so was that bruise. When I grabbed Ashley, she was trying to get away from me, and I had her. When I grabbed Ashley, I had her underneath her arms, and she put her hands up like this. I'm like, "Babe, stop!" Because I don't want anybody to get hurt. I don't want anybody to fight, and not to mention, I don't want the cops coming there because I don't want to get busted with dope. Whether if it's in someone else's pocket, that's all of us going to get in trouble.
I get it.
When he grabbed Nicole, at first it looked like he was trying to put her in a full Nelson, like put her arms behind his head, but when he grabbed her, he went like this, and he just started wrapping up, and I closed my eyes. And the next thing I know, she was gone.
So what's that mean? She was still standing? She was on the ground?
She was on the floor. She was on the floor behind the... Okay, can I stand up?
Yeah.
If you're standing in the kitchen when you go in the doorway, there's island right here, there's a love seat kind of right here, and then there's a full on a couch right here in front of you. It happened over here behind the love seat. And when they went from the counter, I missed this, but they went from the counter, and I don't really know if she tried to put a fire on it. I heard like kind of a struggle, and they fell on a tote in the living room behind the couch. And when I opened up my eyes, she was tying that scarf around her neck, and I was trying to clean out my car, and I had all this, like, I do a bunch of work, like side work and shit, and I had like 2 new rolls of like red double-sided tape for my taillight that was on Nicole's car, because when I was dating Nicole, she got rear-ended, and that's what happened. The bumper was already fucked up, but the taillight was busted, and I put double-sided tape on my taillight, and it's red tape. And it was in the trailer, like not inside the house, but in the back of it when you first walk in the door. Because when you open up, there's a wooden door here. It looks like it's going to open. If you go there's a window that's like broke out on the bottom, and there's a screen that kind of floats in here. You have to crawl, like go under through that way. The front door of the house it looks like if you pull in, it looks like nobody lives there, because she has a warrant and shit. The front door is padlocked from the outside. You have to go through the back door. When you go underneath that when you crawl underneath that and you step in, you got to go to this way to get to the door of the trailer.
Okay, so take me from where she was laying by the sofa or the love seat, and he was putting a scarf around her neck. What was the point in that? Was she still alive?
I think so. She was unconscious. I don't know. I don't know if she was breathing or not.
Was she making noise?
No.
Okay, so you don't know, but she wasn't making noise.
I don't know. I've seen movies and stuff. I don't know if somebody's unconscious if they're still breathing. If they go, because I don't know. For all I don't know if her throat was.
So you heard her do that?
Yeah, I heard her do that when he was still choking.
Okay, so
when he took the scarf, she didn't make any noise. When he tied that scarf, she made no noise at all.
Okay, take me from there.
He got a blanket from outside of the trailer, like in the back part.
Where at?
Where you go in at. There's a bunch of old clothes and boxes and shit.
Literally within that like little porch thing of the trailer, not off property.
No,
it's within the trailer.
It's within the trailer. When you go through that window, there's shit everywhere. Fucking shoe boxes, broken plastic. Mm-hmm. He went outside there, grabbed a blanket, and he rolled her up in it.
What color?
Gray.
Okay.
When he rolled her up in that blanket, and he rolled her up, and then me and Ashley went in the bedroom and sat down, and I hear plastic crackling and almost like duct tape being pulled, and then he yelled and he said, "Where's the keys?" I said, "To what?" And he said, "Never mind, because the keys are on the counter to her car." And when he left, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I don't know if he was coming back or not. And when he came back, I got all my clothes, except for Ashley's backpack still at the trailer. It's got my grandma's engagement ring that she gave me to give to her that passed away. My grandma just passed away like 2 months ago. I went inside to grab all the clothes and stuff and put them in the car. And I took Chris back to his mom's and I got the fuck out of here. And I should have told you guys, I should have called and I should have said something.
Okay. So who helped him roll her up and wrap her up and tape her up?
Jasmine, to my knowledge. I was not putting my hands on that whatsoever.
Did you see him wrap anything else around her neck?
No.
Nothing.
Other than the scarf.
Okay. And so, did your car leave or did you take him?
My car left. He left.
The Scion.
Nicole's car left. I did not go with him.
The Scion.
The Scion.
And what time of night was this?
Probably 1, 2, or 2:30.
In the morning?
Yeah. It was still dark.
On what night?
See, that's it.
I don't want to get off topic.
No, I'm not going to get off topic, but when I was there, I was high. So it's kind of hard for me to dictate or determine what day
If you
that
don't
was.
know 100%, then let's skip that.
That's the truth.
What time do you return?
He came back, like, it was almost daylight. I mean, people were getting up to go and leaving for work. No, it wasn't necessarily daylight yet, but you could, people in the trailer park were being active. It was still dark, starting their cars, getting ready for work.
So you're saying he's the only one that left?
Yes.
No one else in that car?
Do we need to play this recording again?
Recording.
No, just this is what we want you to listen to.
I know, I said that, but I know I was not in that vehicle.
Who's the conversation between?
That's between me and Mike.
Okay. I just want you to listen.
And I said we got
Listen,
lost.
just listen.
I know, I did not say
Listen.
Right.
Waiting until I. What?
When I said that, because when he said, when Mike asked me, when we were on the phone, he said, was Mathis involved? I said no. Because I don't know if he's, like, if I say this, and say if I go to, like, if we went to the witness stand and I said I had nothing to do with it and it was all him, which is the truth, if I say that, I don't know what kind of people he knows. I've known Chris for a couple of years, but I talked to him today and it was an 891 number that called my phone. It's in my call history.
Today?
Yes, he said.
We'll get to that. Let's finish this.
Yeah. Right. That's what's up. Fucking traffic, keep going, motherfucker.
I watched my ass. There ain't nothing there.
There was
I don't fucking have anybody with me to do that shit. I want to make sure everything's fucking legit, everything gets done, and there ain't no fucking way.
I wash my ass. I don't want anyone else with me. When I do that type of shit, I want to be by myself.
I knew that's what came out of my mouth, but that was bullshit because I don't, Mike.
So you're admitting to doing something that
No,
you didn't do?
I'm not admitting to doing something I didn't do. I'm trying to fucking cover my ass and make it look like it was just me because I'm for real. This is the God's honest truth. If
So
you check the back of that car, there was no
You were
place
trying
for
to
it.
put this shit on you because you're afraid of some little doper? And you were putting it on you?
He's affiliated with some kind of fucking, I've had my mom's life threatened several times.
You throw it on him to keep it off of you, I understand, but you taking responsibility for something he did?
I wouldn't throw anything. If I did that, I would admit to it. Because my dad
You
always
did,
taught me.
right there.
I didn't do that though. What I'm saying, I didn't.
You just said you had somebody with you, you know?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You were mentioning Chris, and then you said, I did it alone. Just listen.
I want to make sure everything's fucking legit, everything gets done.
Make sure things are.
All that shit's out of there.
Yeah.
And I just wait till one back up.
Right. That's what's up. Fucking traffic, keep going,
Like I
motherfucker.
said, bro, I watched my ass. There ain't nothing there. I'm a lone wolf, so I don't fucking have anybody with me to do that shit. I want to make sure everything's fucking legit, everything gets done, and there ain't no fucking way.
Well, you just said you had somebody with you, you know?
Yeah, that's one of my dirty brothers, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we move the same. I mean, I wouldn't take anybody. I'm not saying I wouldn't stick anybody. I use my sidekick as Steve.
Right.
Basically, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I just fucking. I mean, I don't understand that.
What do you mean?
To so close, I didn't understand it whatsoever. I was like, that's fucking just dumb. I was asking for it. I figured,
I don't know where the fuck I'm at.
exactly what I figured. You know, I didn't think you knew that.
It was dark, but I
understand. I know.
I took backwards over there and
Okay, I'm gonna give you one last chance, man. Everything is I took back roads. I went by an excavator. That was right there by the road, because we looked at that.
If you weren't there, you wouldn't know that detail.
You were there. This is the thing, it's either you were sorry it happened. I understand if Nicole and your girlfriend got into an argument or got something because it was out of passion. She upset somebody. But at the same time, the person that put her body in there had enough respect for her, they wanted her found. And they put her inside the container. You need to be truthful because it's there. And we're going to just keep working it from this point and find every piece of evidence against you. Just be truthful, and the prosecutor understands that. The family will get some closure, that it was a mistake. If you guys were high, I get it. But to say, I did all these details that only us and the person there knows.
Everybody that was there that night was high. I didn't touch. It was me and Chris in the vehicle. If I'm on my messenger, I can show you a voice message of him saying that your name and whatever is on it.
You just need to be truthful. I've already given you the evidence. You know what I'm saying? And you're not saying anything until I present it. So you need to start being truthful.
Hear me out. We pulled out of the trailer park that night, and Chris was driving, and we went driving. And when you said that you wanted her body to be found, I did want her body to be found.
I said you wanted her body to be found. I know.
Chris is like, man, he's like, where can I put her without anybody finding her? He's like, I don't want my he goes, I don't want my fingerprints to be found or nothing like that. And I said, I don't know, I'm not from here. And the only thing I can think of is I'm trying to make it sound, and I said, when I turned my right, I seen that fucking weeds with that trailer, and I seen that yellow thing over there. And I said, if he doesn't see that thing, there's this right here.
You saw what thing?
That excavator thing.
Okay.
Obviously, if the excavator's right there, this road's being used. So it means somebody is going to come over here.
So you're wanting her to be found.
So when he drug her from the car to the thing, he had me watch. And I can remember when he grabbed her out of the car and took her to that thing, I was standing on the passenger side door when I'm looking, and the whole time I can see a highway or a roadway going this way to my left, and I can see headlights, and I can hear cars in the distance. I can't tell how far away they are. I can't tell where they are, but I can see. I can tell where they are, but I can't tell where they are. Like if they're going north, south, east, or west. So the whole time I'm thinking, okay, she's gonna be found. She's gonna be found. And that's the truth.
So who drove?
Chris drove.
And where were you at?
I was in the passenger seat.
Front?
Yes,
Where was the body at?
in the trunk.
Where did the plastic bags and tape and everything come from?
Chris pulled them out from Jasmine's. Because when me and Nicole Ashley's middle name is Nicole. When me and Ashley went to the bedroom, I heard plastic. The only thing I can remember trash bags being when Jasmine said, earlier she said, I need a trash bag. So Chris went underneath the kitchen sink and grabbed her a trash bag because she was sweeping up the kitchen floor. That trailer was disgusting.
So everything should have came from within the trailer.
Yes.
Did you have anything in your car that you used?
See, I haven't had that car the whole time. When I got the car today, I got all my clothes and everything.
Was there anything in the car that
I
you
want to
grabbed
say-
or he grabbed?
I want to say that everything's out of there, but there's a couple of trash bags, but the duffel bag is mine and Ashley's clothes.
When you wrapped the body up, did you guys grab anything out of your car to wrap the body up with?
But he wrapped the body up at the trailer.
Okay. Was anything taken out of the car to wrap the body up?
I'm aware of
Okay. Did you and him carry Nicole out?
that. No.
Who
He
carried
drug her with a...
No, from the trailer to the car.
He drug her with a belt by her neck to the car.
Like a jean belt.
It was like a combat looking, like almost like a, not the ones that you guys wear with like the snap on them,
Yeah.
but it's got like 3 holes, or 4 holes and 2 things on each one, and it was like that. And he drove her to the car.
Like a female's belt.
No, it was like a men's belt, but it was a thick, real thick, like real, what's that polyester material?
What color?
Blue, I think.
Okay. So how did he take her out of the trailer?
He drug her down the doorway to the steps, and there's a little, like a, what's that, I think it's a Costco chair. And you guys probably remember them. I was a kid when they first came out. I remember my mom used to have one like that. It's a seat, look, where the legs are. There's a thing that pulls out, and it's got 2 steps on it.
Okay.
He stepped up on that, and when he did, he pulled her up, and he got her front half in the car first, and he jumped down and he stuffed her back half in the car, and he put her feet down, and he covered her up with a blanket, and I covered her up this way with the other half, and he told me to get in the car.
In the trunk. So you're saying he pulled that little step stool out and stood on that.
He stepped on that thing.
To put her in the trunk. Okay.
When he got her out, he wrapped that belt around her neck, and he kind of, it hurts to talk about it, because he jerked her out of the trunk and let her flop on the ground. So where the car was parked at, there's probably going to be, hair or something.
So where's that belt at?
I don't know.
Okay.
He grabbed it whenever he got done with it, but I don't know. I don't think it's not the car.
You parked on the road, you didn't pull in the field.
He pulled into the field.
How far did he pull in the field?
So so there was like a fence there, did you pull in by that fence?
Yeah, he pulled in next to the gate, wherever that.
Yeah, there's a lock gate there.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, unless Detective wrote something, you said, you were describing how he put her in the trunk, so you watched him drag her out. I mean, obviously you saw the steps. Did you help him at any point in time? Obviously it sounds pretty difficult to get in that add-on part of the house. Did you?
Well, that door opens.
Okay.
That door opens, it's just got a lock from the inside. It's got a little latch on it. It's not screwed shut or anything.
So you can't open it from the outside,
But
once
you can
you're
open
inside.
it, yeah, it's just like the door. It looks like it's padlocked, but you can still open it from the inside.
What did Chris have to say today when you talked to him?
When I talked to Chris today, he said, "Where are you at?" And I said, "I was in Delphi." And he said that Detective Rowe, which I assume is you, there's no other Detective Rowe, he said that you were, and I don't know what your name, I can't remember what your name is.
Wilson.
Wilson?
Yep.
They said that Detective Rowe and some other guy, which I don't think that's the name he told me, was on the, what's that? It was under investigation by you and somebody else, and there's no suspects yet, and he was down by Crawfordsville, and I needed to go pick him up, and we needed to leave town. But he said that when I called him on the phone, but there's voice messages of him saying that you were on the case and that we needed to get the fuck out of here.
I'm pulling up an aerial view of it so you can show me exactly where you guys stopped and pulled in and stuff like that, okay?
Is there any possibility I could smoke a cigarette?
In a few, yes, in a few.
Can I call my mom?
Not yet. Not yet.
At some point in time, not right now. So.
If you again are really trying to do the right thing, then let us get that right stuff out first, okay? Let us get what we need to get done first, and
I know that I didn't do it and I wasn't an accessory to it or whatever. I mean, but I feel like it's my fault because if I wouldn't have took her up there that night with me and Ashley trying to get her out of Lafayette, because I didn't have any intention on getting high that night. I was just trying to go have a good time.
Initially asked you, was she with you and Ashley?
I know, I should have told you guys.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
If we don't know answers to the questions we're asking, then what's the point? Right? Because we're just going to go in a circle.
Yeah.
All freaking day.
I mean,
I use those to gauge how much
How truthful are you gonna be? And you were failing bad. A lot of questions I asked you already.
I could see that.
Okay, so, but we're past that. We're past that. I forget it already. So from this point forward, we just need to figure this stuff out. We need to find out where Chris is at. Okay? I don't think you can see too well in this because it's during the summer. Do you know what road you were on? Where you guys dumped?
Honestly, I don't know what road we were on. I got fucking, I'm on my way here in the daylight, I got fucking lost. Like,
So how did you see that trailer at nighttime? Did he know it was there? He did.
Chris said that he used to hunt out there or something when he was younger, or he knew somebody that used to hunt out there.
Okay.
So that would be the,
Okay.
that would be the container, okay?
Okay.
So you see.
Right here is where the gate's at, right?
No, it's actually right there. There's an actual road.
That's the actual road?
The gate would be,
That's the path to that cabin in the back. So
yeah, but that's an actual.
Well, see, there's a gate there, right?
yeah, there's a gate there.
He pulled it, it was right next to the
But
fence.
this is an entrance right there.
It was right there.
And then there's just open
He
grass.
pulled up like this far.
Okay, so you're thinking he pulled up that entrance there?
Yeah,
Straight in, backed in,
straight in.
okay? Headlights on, headlights off,
He shut everything off.
Before you even pulled in there?
Yeah.
okay? And then you stood, so the car is facing this way, just like you said, okay? Driver, passenger, and you said you stood at the passenger door. So over here. Is that what you did? Right here.
I followed him. No. I followed him near the container. And I watched the road the whole time. But when he was first like looking around, getting the trunk open and stuff, because to get the trunk open you have to crawl through the back of the car. When he was getting the trunk open and shit, I was watching. And that's the whole reason what made me feel comfortable about her being found, is because I wanted her to be found.
I understand.
She's got babies.
I understand that, and she does. She's got at least 2 that I see. So you have to climb through the back seat to unlock the trunk?
No, I don't have to crawl through the back seat.
Somebody.
Chris has to. Chris crawled through the back of the because the trunk's got a little latch on it, and
So apparently it don't work from inside the car.
no, it doesn't have one from inside the car.
So did you help him carry the body from there to the container?
Yes.
I know you did. Because you wanted to make sure she was in there and you guys laid her down on the floor.
Yes. And
Dude, I can't, if I keep catching you in lies,
this is the
man.
last time I'm going to lie to you. I just want to know that, I don't know. I just want to know my mom is going to be able to see her son again.
You keep doing this? Never. I'm not lying to you. I'm not trying to trick you, dude. I'm just asking you to be truthful.
When I helped him carry her in there, I put her in the container as closest to not being as far back as she could be as possible. And when I set her down, or we set her down, I tried to set her down as gently as possible and in the most comfortable way that I could.
Did you carry the head or the feet?
I carried the head.
And which way? Where was the head and feet in the container?
I want to say,
This is the container at the back door where you came in?
yeah.
We know how she was positioned.
When our head would have been facing the back.
You would have went head first.
So you walked in that container backwards?
Yes.
Say anything to her when you laid her down?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
I'm just asking.
I know that when I got to the car and we got in, I said a silent prayer to myself, and I said, God forgive me. And every time that I've attempted to try to sleep since then, I've said a prayer that she was, okay.
So what was your feeling when you seen the press release that she was found?
relief.
You feel some closure?
I felt some closure, but I also felt some, I felt some closure, but then again I felt guilty, because if I would have never brought her up here to have a good time, and the intention to come up here was just getting tattoos done there, but I was going to hang out and chill, and that fucking shit happened.
I want to get a picture of Chris, so you can tell me that's who Chris is. There could be 12 Chris.
He's got 3 or 4 Facebooks, but I have the one on my phone that it's not the one that was Chris Shanning or Shanning Mathis. It's not that one. He gets another one every other fucking day, so I'm having a hard time to remember what his first name is, but the last one's Mathis. But he said, when he sent me that voice message a day, he said, let's just stay off of Facebook. So he was sending voice messages and shit, but your name came up, and then he said, I sent him my phone number and told him to call me, and when he called me, he said, save this number, but I never did, but it was an 891 number. And he said he was down by Whitestown, Lebanon, and Crawfordsville, which is that's really all the same area. They're only like 12 miles from each other.
And what connections does he have down there?
I don't know. I think just a girl he's staying with or something. But he said that his mom was, actually the voice message or whatever it said in that, he said, my mom will give me all the information and all the sources we need to get the fuck out of here.
You mean his mom, the one that probably lives in Kentland?
Yeah, I think. See, I don't even know if that's his mom. I've never met her. He just says it's his mother's house.
What's he look like?
Chris?
Mm-hmm.
Red hair, short, chin straps, or either a beard, and he's kind of dressed as
You got pre-sims on you? You got pre-sims on your phone?
I do not.
and he dresses a weird, like gangster. I mean, when I dress with either tennis shoes on, I try to have my pants up as high as I can.
So after that night, which we really need to dial that in after we get some of these details figured out, or allow you the opportunity to say your side. You left that morning, like, what did everybody else in the trailer do? Like, you guys just literally had a body inside the trailer that some of you guys cared for. See, take her out there. What did everybody do after that?
Jasmine was acting like everything was fine.
Okay.
Like nothing.
What about the other ones?
Talitha that's him.
Yeah.
It upset Talitha, but I mean, she didn't really want to talk about it, and I understand that.
I'm not saying this is him or not. Okay, this ain't like a photo lineup. You named him, so I'm just asking you.
Yeah, that's Christopher. That's definitely Christopher.
Is that the one that
yes.
You're saying killed Nicole? Screenshot that. So how was everybody that morning? I get Jasmine, Dad, who gives a shit, move on. Who else? What did the other one say?
Chris acted like nothing even happened.
Okay.
Ashley she didn't want to talk about it. She didn't want to think about it. So it upset her too, because she knew it upset me.
Okay.
I didn't know whether to cry, scream, kick shit, or just sit down and act like nothing was going on.
Okay. What about that Tati on
Talitha?
Yeah.
She was really upset.
So where did everybody go? You guys, tell me what you did from that point then.
I left. I took Chris to hang on.
I said, don't think about answers, just be truthful.
No, I'm trying to think. When we left, Talitha and Ashley rode with me to go back out to Talitha's to take her back home.
Where's Talitha live?
In Delphi. I'm not sure exactly the exact
Did you already
address.
tell me that? Did you already give me her last name?
Yeah, Beckley.
What is it?
Beckley.
No, you didn't give me that. Okay. B-E-C-K.
L-E-Y.
Okay.
No, yeah, L-E-Y.
Keep going.
I took her back home. When I dropped her off, her boyfriend, we got into an argument because he thought that I was out fucking her and I wasn't. And he didn't know Ashley was in the car because Ashley had the seat leaned back because she was sleeping. Because I got out of the driver's side and let her out. And when she went over to the house, I heard him screaming and yelling at each other. She came outside. She's like, "You need to go before something stupid happens," talking about her boyfriend. And when he started screaming at me, what have you, he's like, "You even out fucking T," which that's T's nickname, until he touched her nickname. And I said, "No, it ain't even like that, man." And when I said that, he was all pissed off. He had a gun in his hand and he shot at the ground with a pistol. So I got in Nicole's car with that, and me and Ashley got the hell out of there. So after we got out of there, I went and I seen my mom. I met with my mom. We got a little bit of food, got some gas, and then from my mom's, we went to my friend Jeff's house, and we just got away for a couple of days. Didn't talk about nothing, didn't think about what had happened. We just, I was trying to spend as much time with her as I could, and cherish the time I had with her because I didn't know if anybody knew anything. I didn't know if whatever.
You knew this day was probably gonna come.
And when she had looked on the phone and she seen that, I said, "Babe, I gotta go." She's like, "Why?" I said, I have to go. I didn't really have enough time today whenever this happened because I brought the car up here, and that, when I said that somebody told me to bring the car up here, I mean, they kind of did because the title's not in the glove box. Like that part was true.
Okay.
And when I called Mike, I was going to go see my grandma's grave because I was late to my grandma's funeral. Whenever she died, which is like almost 2 weeks ago.
And I understand, I'm sorry to hear that, but you left that next morning, so I kind of got how everybody felt.
Yeah.
And then you went down there, you just made some quick stops because you kind of thought that the day might come.
Well, it's not that I was scared that somebody was going to be on my trail. It's just I wanted to get there and I wanted to relax. And it's not that I just wanted to forget about it, but I wanted to.
Okay, so what day were you down there then to help ID on what day that you guys did this?
Did what? Went to my friend's house?
Jasmine's and everything with Nicole. Because you said you went away for a couple of days. Okay, so we discovered her on Saturday.
Okay, Friday. It was Tuesday or Wednesday. I can't give an exact date because we were high. And but if I look on my Facebook, I can probably look and see what day we were there and what have you.
Okay. Well, I know it wasn't Tuesday.
It had to have been Wednesday because we were up here we was up here for a day or two.
So you're believing Wednesday night. And what time again?
When we got back up here, it was like...
No, what time did you take Nicole out there and put her in the container?
Oh, that... It was like... Fuck. Like 2:30 or 3. Something like that.
Okay. And then that next morning you left and that's when you were hanging low. When did you see the press release on Saturday?
Yes, yeah.
I mean, today's Monday, so I mean... It's either yesterday or Saturday. Okay. Sit tight. I'm gonna take a break, okay? But we need to keep talking to find out maybe where Chris is at and stuff like that.
I'll help you guys in any way I can.
Well, that's all you got right now. Right now, I mean, you really need our help. I already had what I needed. I was just giving you the opportunity to help yourself. So yeah, you really need our help. So it would only be in your best interest just to be truthful. That's it. I don't want nothing made up. Whether to help or hurt you, nothing. I just want the truth. Let's take a break and then I'll come back in, okay?
What I was going to say was I think I know who has the title right now, other than, I don't think King has it anymore. What if I could get,
I'm not really worried about the title to the car, I mean, honestly. Does that make sense?
yeah, I was just, because I don't think that that he just did that for no reason. Because he knows a few people about where I am, but Talitha's boyfriend was talking about, he's like, well, Chris told me what happened when I dropped her off, and I don't know how in the hell he could have known that. So I don't know if, you know, if that was like a premeditated type of thing, because Nicole knows Terry, which Terry lives behind Jason, which is where Nicole was staying for a couple of days. When I said I went to Terry's and Russell's to kind of see her or whatever, Nicole lost her keys one night, and I helped her look for them all, like 4 hours, you know, through the yard, everywhere. When we came back off the porch, they were laying right next to her fucking car. And but when over the events of her looking for her keys, Jason was telling her to get the fuck off the property, and she's like, well, I can't unless I find my keys. And she's like, well, I'll just call the police. And Jason's exact words were, I don't think that'd be a good fucking idea. And I don't know if she called the cops or not, but I know that she did find her keys.
Okay. So you're just saying that Chris needs to explain whether it was premeditated, because apparently either he was running his mouth, kind of bragging, or he had an ulterior motive.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? But you're still saying he did it?
Yes.
Okay. All right, give us a break, okay? Drink some water. We'll be back in.
They grabbed the money there, man.
minute. We just need to clarify something real quick, okay? When you're in the trailer and you're saying Nicole and Ashley got into an argument, what was it over again?
It was, Nicole has said Kenneth, and this is my middle name.
Nicole what?
Nicole said Kenneth. She said, this is my middle name. She was trying to get my attention. And Ashley was in the bedroom talking to Talitha, and when Ashley came out, Ashley like tried, like, I wouldn't say like initiated an argument or altercation, but like her body language would have put the impression down that I have a problem with that. And they kind of got face to face, but I grabbed a hold of Ashley and pulled her back before anything had happened. And that was when what we talked about earlier.
So did anyone swing?
No.
So you're just saying Ashley confronted her because she called you by your middle name?
Yeah. Ashley always calls me Garett Kenneth, even when she's mad at me. It's either, God damn it, Garett Kenneth, or it's, I love you, Garett Kenneth. That's just how it's always been. I call her Ashley Nicole because that's her middle name.
So why would Mathis have put her in a chokehold?
Jasmine had a warrant, and when her and Ashley and Nicole started yelling at each other, and when I grabbed Ashley, Ashley stopped yelling. The only thing she was trying to do was get away from me because, when I'm pissed off, somebody tries to grab a hold of me when I'm trying to do something that I think I'm wanting to do, I'm going to try to get out of it. But I think Chris did it, either it was, like I said earlier, it was premeditated, or Chris put her in a chokehold to get her to shut up. I don't know.
Because he didn't want cops coming there because there's dope there.
I don't know Jasmine all that well. I don't know how much dope was there or nothing like that. From what she was talking, when I had first met that Mike guy, Mike and Jasmine both talked like Mike was her dealer and the whole 9 yards.
So dark when all that transpired?
Mm-hmm. It was still dark when, outside when, after he left to go after him and went in the car too.
Good enough.
All right. You're being held right now on Jasper's charges, okay?
What?
On the resisting charges.
Is there any possible way that, like, what happens when I go see the judge, or can I get bonded out?
They'll probably issue a bond. It's probably gonna be a few days, I don't know, but, I mean, truthfully, you know that you're gonna be expecting some charges from our side. I mean, you gotta know that that's coming, right? What the specific charges are yet? Don't know. That's up to the prosecutor's office. We just gather facts, okay? That's why I try to reiterate, being truthful goes a long way in that long-term goal, or that long-term plan, your life plan. So I'm hoping that you're only as much truthful as I was forcing you to be, meaning with facts that I already had. But I'm hoping that when we walk out of the room, that you were being truthful with me and you did not have any more involvement. Because I'm just saying, if you did, all you had to do is tell us. But you're saying Chris did that. So we're still on the same level on that.
Yes. Does anybody know how much my bond would potentially be or anything like that?
No, it's definitely over here in this county. I don't know what their bonds are.
What is it exactly, do you know?
No, that's why I said I don't know. It's gonna be, the resistance is gonna be a low-level felony, a 6 or something, but I don't know what their bond amounts are over here. It's a different county.
Fuck, my mom's gonna fucking kill me.
Okay? But instead of sitting here, all day, I was just making sure that you did not have any further facts that you needed to relay. And we need to clarify that up a little bit about the argument. Okay? Mm-hmm. All right, thank you.
Can I still get the cigarette we talked about?
Yeah, let me check with those guys, okay?
Okay.
you guys still recording there?
Said you want a cigarette?
Yeah,
I ain't getting you a cigarette, but you can have some chew.
that'll work.
I'll get you a can when you go downstairs. And you hit my fucking car.
I'm sorry about that.
I carry them up there with me. Hey, don't shut that off if my phone's probably in somewhere. Yeah, I got all that stuff.
Whose cuffs does he have?
I just put them out real quick.
The younger guy.
The younger guy, he's about 40, he put them on you.
Not really another one.
Oh, Wilson?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, those are Vince's. I will give you credit, I saw I can go through a lot.
I would have just fucking been smart and not let her do it. Can I put my shoe back on?
Yeah, cool.
And mud in it. I'll sweep this up for us. You need to.
I know, you know, don't worry about it. You got him. Already got this one open. Yeah, you always throw your jacket, all your shoes and all that good shit?
Yeah.
Okay, Richie, can you get this?
Yeah, bring them over tomorrow. I got a piss.
Mikey still just as annoying anyway. They're apparently not playing. Yeah.